Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar on TracerPlus Publisher. I am your presenter, Joe Crable. I'm a mobile solutions architect here at PTS. I've been with the company for over 20 years, and I've created a bunch of mobile applications for customers. And what we're going to talk about today, let me just go to the next slide. So today's agenda is what is TracerPlus Publisher, give you a little overview on what that is. I'll also discuss some key features and benefits as to why you may want to use Publisher for your solution. I will then move on to a live demonstration of the actual Publisher product. I'll show you how to build a published app and push it to a mobile device. And after that, we will wrap it up with a question and answer period. Feel free to type your questions into the question panel. You can do so at any time throughout the webinar when you do have a question pop up, and we'll address those at the conclusion of the demonstration. All right, so what is Publisher? So TracerPlus Publisher, or TracerPlus Desktop Publisher, is a powerful tool that enables you, your business, your developers, resellers, to custom brand and deploy mobile apps without requiring any coding. So it's just utilizing our existing TracerPlus desktop tool where you can create your own mobile apps. And it's allowing you to put essentially a wrapper over the mobile portion of it with your branding. So that's removing all that TracerPlus branding and putting your own info as shown in the sample image to the right. You'll see to the left, we have the TracerPlus branding. And then if you were to publish an app, such as our Count Quick application, you'll see that that replaces the TracerPlus logo, and that's something similar to what the customer would see with your own branded application. So who's TracerPlus Publisher for? So any business looking to enhance your brand presence in your mobile applications. If you're a reseller thinking to offer some custom solutions or custom branded solutions to your customers, as well as organizations needing a more streamlined way of deploying your apps, as this can make it easier to actually deploy apps. All right, so what are some of the key features and benefits of TracerPlus Publisher? So as mentioned, rebrand, make your own. So this allows you to add your own logo, your own imagery, your company info, all in a few easy steps. There's no coding required, as mentioned, because you can create professional, fully branded apps in just a few clicks using our existing TracerPlus desktop tool. None of that changes there. You're just licensing the Publisher tool. It does ease installation and deployment, as you can deploy custom branded APK files if you wanted to do an internal deployment, or even using an MDM or mobile device management software that can sometimes make it easier to deploy an all-in-one APK versus having to have users go through multiple steps to download an app and get a project deployed. You can also offer it on the Google Play Store as an AAB file. So we do support that as well, to put it on the Play Store. That can be sometimes easier for folks wanting users to just go to the Play Store to download their app, or even in a managed Play Store instance or enterprise deployment. With that being said, you can also sell your branded apps. So you can custom brand this TracerPlus app, put it on the Play Store, sell it for whatever you feel is right for your application, set your own prices, and distribute them easily to your clients. Currently, Publisher is Android compatible only. If you did want to do something on iOS, please contact us for more information on doing so. And just like TracerPlus, you can get started with some of our applications within the Publisher just to see how everything works. And lastly, obviously, Publisher is powered by TracerPlus, which is trusted technology for enterprise mobile solutions. All right, so now let's get into the good stuff. I'm going to open up our TracerPlus desktop tool. And I'll also show my mobile device, which I'm remotely controlling. For those interested, I'm using a tool called Visor, V-Y-S-O-R. This is a nice tool to be able to remote control Android devices. I believe you can even do it with iOS as well. But this is a nifty little tool that comes in handy. So I'm just going to show you what TracerPlus would look like without any publishing. So you can install TracerPlus from the Play Store. I go ahead and open it. This is what you're going to see. So you'll see our TracerPlus branding, and you'll have options to try it, log in, or register, excuse me, as well as our company information at the bottom. There's our company logo, our website, and if I were to just click login, once I log in, I'm presented with our sample applications that come default with TracerPlus. And if I were to go to the menu and about, this also lists some information about the application, the version, who to contact, and the website, as well as our company logo. So this is all the current PTS or TracerPlus branding. So what Publisher is going to be able to do is remove that branding so you can make the app look like your own. So I am just going to close this app, and then we'll jump over to desktop. So I'm going to start off, I'll create a new project. And if I jump over to the project tab, we'll call this, my new app, let's just say. And we'll just create a quick little scanning application. So we'll just call this scan barcode. I'll select an icon I can use for the session itself. Now, everything I'm doing right now, this is doable in TracerPlus Desktop. This has nothing to do with Publisher. I'm just essentially creating an application I can use. So let's say our first field is date, barcode, and then maybe quantity. Remove all the extra fields, make the date a date time. Okay. Jump over to the form designer. We'll just build a quick form here. Maybe just align these fields. Change the button colors. So there's a form. You can easily get this, using TracerPlus Desktop. You don't need Publisher for this. And if I did want to deploy this to my device, I could click Build Deploy, click Deploy. And then if I jump back over to my scanner, go into TracerPlus, go to the menu, download project, and then scan this QR code to download that project. Now there's my project name, my new app, scan barcode. If I go into it, it's going to look like the form that I created, but you'll see, it's still branded with TracerPlus. So now what we can do is take this app and actually apply some branding to it. So in order to do that, we can go back to the project tab up top, and we're going to go to the publish section. So this is where you can list all of your imagery, your customer information, any revision info, as well as what you want to name the app. So let's call it, we'll just say my first app. So that'll be the shortcut, and I'll explain what each of these are in a few moments. We have the application name, and then we have different images that you can set for the different areas within TracerPlus. So if I were to jump back over to the device, so the launcher image, That is the image that displays on this page. This is our launcher screen. So that is this TracerPlus image in the upper right corner. So that launcher image will replace that one. The company logo, that's what'll show up on the About screen. So that's this little PTS logo here. Changing that will replace that logo. The application image. So if I were to, let me just reset TracerPlus back to its defaults, just so we can get back to that splash screen. So also the company logo also appears on the splash screen in that lower left corner, that small PTS logo. That is also the company logo as well. Application image is this larger TracerPlus image you see on the splash screen. And then the application icon will be this icon you see within the Android system. So those are the 4 different images you can replace with your own branding. Product ID, this should normally be set to TP6B, which is for our latest TracerPlus version. You can also give the project a version, so we could start at version 1. This will actually be displayed in the build number of TracerPlus, and this is something that is necessary, especially if you're uploading to the Play Store, but I'll explain more on that a little bit later. And project revision. So I can give this a revision, let's say 1.1. So I'm going to go ahead and select some images here. I'm just going to choose some images from our Count Quick tool. So Count Quick, if you haven't heard of it, that is a published version of a custom TracerPlus app used for counting inventory. So you may want to check that out. All right, so I'm going to grab the launcher image to the launcher. Grab company to company, application to app, and icon will be the Count Quick icon. All right, and the other info you'd want to fill out is the company info to the right. So this will be shown to your client as your company information. If you needed them to contact you or know your website, this is where that can be entered. Author, this is more for internal purposes. This is not going to be shown in the app anywhere, but if you want to set that to know, who made the changes. So I'm just going to put Joe. Company, I'm going to say my company. Website, we'll say mywebsite.com. And then email can be my email at mycompany.com. And if you're planning to build multiple apps for clients, you can click Save as default, and it'll save this company info for any future published apps that you want to build. All right, so that's really all you need to fill out to get started with building a published app. I'll discuss some of these other options after we're finished. So once we have that set, we have the build your application option. So options are an Android package, which is an APK file. That's useful if you want to just send somebody a file that they can copy to their device, install, or a lot of MDM solutions such as 42 Years allow you to take an APK file and push it out to your device clients to get that installed. So that's where an APK comes into play, and that's what I'm going to build. If you did want to list your branded application on the Play Store, you could use the Android bundle option, or AAB. That is required to post a new app to the Play Store. So we give it both options. So I'm just going to do the APK. We'll click Create Installer. It's going to ask if I want to save. I'm going to click Yes. And then I'm just going to save that to my desktop, call it mynewapp.apk, and click Save. So that's going to run through the build process of building that APK. And once that's finished, we'll go ahead and copy it over to the device. So I'm just going to open up the device's file explorer, and I usually like to copy it to the download folder. Okay, so that should wrap up pretty shortly. And build time depends on, your PC's processing power. So this could go slower or faster, depending on that, but nothing crazy. Also, one other note here, you could put a comment if you wanted to make any notes about the application. Once again, that's more for internal use, similar to author. That's not actually be shown on the device anywhere. And the custom package code, you'll see in this section down here, it automatically creates a package code. That's what the Play Store would use if you were to upload it. If you didn't want to use this for some reason, you could use a custom package code here by setting that and creating the installer. All right, so that's finished. We'll go ahead and click close. Go to my desktop, I'll copy this my new APK over to my download folder on the device. Let's bring the device back over. Let's go to our files. Go to the menu, TC53, download, and then here's my new app.apk. So I'm going to click that. So first thing you'll notice right off the bat, right next to my first app is the icon that I used. So it doesn't have the TracerPlus icon, it has that Count Quick icon that I set for my app icon. So we're going to click install. Since this is not coming from the Play Store, and depending on your device's security settings, you may just need to either click Scan App or install without scanning. Okay, app installed. I'm going to open. Okay, you'll even see that the messaging for any permissions replaces TracerPlus with your application name. So allow my first app to find, connect to and determine. So we'll allow that permission. So here's our branded app. So like I said, the application image that's showing here, that big image at the top, we still have those same options for try it, login, or register. And then down here, so there's our company name, my company, there's our website, my typo there, so we could fix that. And then also the company logo that I used is also there. So I'm just gonna click login, I'm gonna log in with my user. Okay, so now you'll also notice that in the upper right corner, the TracerPlus logo is replaced by my Count Quick logo. So that is the launcher image that we replaced. And if I go to the menu and about, we have our company logo, our company name, my company, our contact us, that's going to be the email that you put in for the company info. So my email at mycompany.com. And then a couple other things to note here, my first app version. So normally it says TracerPlus version. So that also replaced with your application name. And you'll notice normally TracerPlus is 10.8.0.2214. What Publisher does is it adds this project version here, this here, to that build number. And the reason that's important is that when you upload this to the Play Store, it's going to use that as the actual version. So if you upload a version of this and then make a change and want to upload a new version of this, it's not going to allow you to upload a new version that has the same exact app version. So if by increasing this from 1 to 2, this would actually build it as 22.14.2, and the Play Store would actually see that as a new version now. So that's the important part of that project version option or field. That's something that you would need to increase if you are continually updating to the Play Store. The project revision is probably more for your sake, so a client may know, what particular rev of the app they're on. So I did rev 1.1. So let's say I were to change this to 1.2, and I wanted to make a change to the app. Maybe we'll change the color of this to red, change this field to gray. And then I can actually just create that installer again. So I'll go ahead and we'll build that again, save it to the desktop. And while that's building, if we go back, you'll also see that I have my actual session that I created my project. There's my scan barcode. So I eliminated that step where I needed to scan that QR code or go through that download project process to get this project onto my handheld. I built a fully encompassed APK file that includes my actual TracerPlus project. So that kind of eliminates a step in the deployment process. So that's also useful for folks. So go ahead and click done here. And I'll just show you the last image that we replaced, the application icon. So you'll see that it has the same icon as my Count Quick app, which is above this. And it says My First App. So the shortcut that we used here is what's going to display here. That's what the shortcut's for. The application name is what it's going to call it throughout the application instead of TracerPlus. So I think we pretty much covered all the different areas that these different settings apply to. So once this is done building, we'll just do that update just to show you the changes. I open up the devices file explorer again, go to download, click close to this. Let's copy that APK over again. And let's bring our device back into view. Let's go to the Files app. Let's click that Project 1, install. Actually, nope, that was the wrong one. That was an older one I was working for. Let's go to My New App. And you'll see since we already have it installed, it asks if we want to update or cancel. So I'm going to click Update. Once again, we'll get this prompt. We'll just click Install without scanning and then Open. So it's going to log in. If we go in, there's our change. Our date field is gray. Our submit button is red. And if we go to the About, we now see our app version is 22.14.2 because we changed that project version. And we also see that the revision is 1.2 because we changed that as well. One other thing with the revision is if you enable this save revision, this will actually create a separate project in this project directory to kind of maintain different revision changes. So right now, because I didn't have this checked and click saved, it would overwrite whatever I had in the project already. if I click this save revision and save the project, it would create a separate project file and folder structure, maintaining the old settings along with the new changes. All right, so some of you are probably wondering, how do I know what size images to use for some of this stuff? So you can easily reference that by going to the Help menu and then Help. That'll open up the help view of the desktop manual. And then we're going to jump down to Project Properties, Publisher Settings. And this is also going to explain a lot of these settings and what they're for and where they're, where they take place. So this will kind of give an overview of what I've done already. So here's where it outlines the images. So launcher images kind of shows you where it goes, and we give you a recommended size. So that would be 540 by 90 pixels for the launcher image, the company logo. That's that small icon. So that can be 320 by 255, or it can be, square. I don't think the ratio matters as much for that as, let's say, the launcher, because that is more of a rectangle than a square. Application image, that's that big image that we saw on the splash screen. So that's going to be your larger image, and then your app icon. Your typical app icon sizes work for that, but we would recommend 512 by 512. So this is where you can get more information on Publisher itself. So I'll just close that. All right, so to talk about some of these other fields here that we haven't really touched on. So the custom package code I touched on a little bit. If we don't set a custom package code, this is what it'll upload as. You can also use your own key store signature and application ID, as well as apply your own key store file. Not too many folks really need to get into that, so I'm not really going to cover that, but those options are available. Like I said, if you did need to put this on the Play Store, you can go ahead and click the Android bundle option. Same process, create installer, click yes. Go ahead and save it to my desktop. So this is a little bit different process than the APK. So it does some copying or moving of files a few times to build that actual bundle, and it typically takes a little bit longer than an APK build. All right, so while that's doing that, I did want to show you some examples of published apps. So we'll just exit out of this. So as you can see here, I do have a few other application icons, one being our GS1 Verify. So this is also a TracerPlus built application, built using Publisher to brand it as GS1 Verify. This is useful for scanning SG10 RFID tags. If you're in the supplier industry, such as, if you're shipping things to Walmart or Target, you want to make sure that tags are in compliance. So this is something we built to meet that need, and published it as its own standalone application that we posted to the Play Store, making it easier for users to get access to and get started versus having to install and then having to deploy, and then not having an application set to do what they need to do. So that's the GS1 Verify. There's also Count Quick, which we had talked about a few times, or I had mentioned a few times. Like I said, that's for doing counts, inventory counts, or cycle counts. So that's also something created by us using the Publisher tool and branded as Count Quick. And then we've also done some for other clients. There's Easy RFID Pro, which is a tent manufacturer, or I should say a tent supplier for tracking tent rentals. That's their branding. So yeah, we've done a lot of published apps for clients themselves. Some clients have done them themselves as well. So you'll kind of see how kind of a cool product that Publisher can be and how it can not only ease deployments, but apply your own custom branding. That's all I wanted to touch on today. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them into the question panel, and I'll go ahead and address those as needed. Question on how do you deploy TracerPlus Connect? Let's see, is there a way to just the Connect server without the GUI app? So this is a separate product from Publisher. This is just our standard Connect product. You would need to have Connect installed to a server or a PC. You can run it as a Windows service, so you don't have to have the actual GUI open, but you do need to install the GUI part to configure your profiles and mappings. And then once that's created, you can save that project, associate it to the Connect service, and then just have it running as the service. All right, folks, looks like that's going to do it. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy day to sit with us and learn more about Publisher. Like I said, the webinar should be posted to our YouTube channel probably within the next day or so. So once again, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.